So Dr. Disrespect has finally spoken out. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's been a couple weeks now since he was actually banned from Twitch, seemingly without reason. But as everyone knows, there has to be some sort of reason that Twitch had to do something like that, because it doesn't even really make sense to just, especially with one of your biggest streamers, just come along and just take them off the platform like that. And it was pretty sudden. It wasn't like this was something that had been building up over time. It was basically just him streaming, and pretty much his mood changed instantly after looking at the phone. And then next thing you know, after he gets off stream, he is now permanently banned from Twitch or whatever, or suspended. And of course, with something that big, someone that big, I should say, there's always going to be people wondering, like, what happened? And I think that that's like a very reasonable thing to wonder, like, hey, what happened? Why is he banned? But we still don't know, and like I said, it's been almost a month. I think it's been over 3 weeks now, so we still have no idea what exactly happened. But Dr. Disrespect has finally done an interview with PC Gamer and brought out some new stuff to think about, and I guess just kind of broke his silence, because obviously without his platform, he hasn't really been talking in recent weeks. He has yet to clarify the situation for anybody, and he seemingly doesn't even know what's going on himself, although I find that a little hard to believe, honestly. I would think if anyone on planet Earth right now, other than Twitch, knew exactly what was going on, it would probably be Dr. Disrespect, considering, he is the one who got banned and all. But with all that being said, I do want to remind you that over half of you have yet to hit the subscribe button, so make sure you do so down below. Leave a like if you do enjoy, and also tell me what you think down in the comments below. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Earlier this week, Beam's publicist contacted PC Gamer to offer an interview with Beam. If you don't know who Beam is, that's Dr. Disrespect. From the outset, it was clear we'd likely get little information on what actually happened, but it was an opportunity to ask Beam on the record about the many rumors surrounding his ban and what the performer is planning next. Given that there's so much speculation and reports from industry insiders like Rod Slasher Breslau that Beam's ban was allegedly handled outside of Twitch's usual protocol, quote, which implies a law enforcement and/or security type of related issue, we've decided to publish this interview as it happened with only minor edits made for clarity and readability. So yeah, if you haven't heard that news, Rod Slasher, he's pretty much one of like esports and gaming's biggest news breakers. He breaks a lot of like leaked information and stuff, and he's kind of been one of the focal people in this entire Dr. Disrespect debacle, if you will, when it comes down to, he apparently knows what happened, but he doesn't really want to come out with it yet. First off, because, it's a very sensitive subject apparently, but also because he has yet to find a publication that will actually back him for saying that. So I guess that's why he hasn't really come forward with everything here yet. But PC Gamer said, it's almost been 3 weeks since you were banned from Twitch. I imagine that it's been very frustrating. I would love to start with just hearing what it's been happening behind the scenes with you. What's been going on these past 3 weeks? Dr. Disrespect says, sure. Well, a lot of stuff, obviously. While it's unfortunate that I'm off Twitch, we're definitely working behind the scenes on what a doctor return might look like. In terms of the specifics around that, we're not interested in exclusive at this point. We're exploring our options and honestly just can't wait to get back into character soon. We have a lot to do, and I'll be wherever fans want me to be, and that's been our approach. So it seems like Dr. Disrespect at this time isn't going to go sign some like lucrative exclusive contract, at least just yet. If you're confused on what I'm saying, Ninja, Shroud, all these big streamers, including Dr. Disrespect, have been signing exclusive contracts with platforms like Twitch, YouTube Gaming, at one point Mixer, and Facebook Gaming. Essentially, these are money moves in order to get these streamers to hopefully bring their audience to this platform or secure them onto that platform for an, usually multi-year contract. The contracts are quite lucrative. These people are being paid millions, if not tens of millions of dollars over, just a few short years to stream on certain platforms. And if you don't know, Dr. Disrespect had signed an exclusive deal with Twitch just basically right before this whole thing happened. Literally months ago, Dr. Disrespect was locked in on a multi-year exclusive deal with Twitch and then banned randomly one day. So it doesn't look like, YouTube Gaming's gonna pay him $10 million to start streaming there exclusively, at least yet. He, I guess, wants to kind of return, get back into the flow of everything. I'm assuming at some point he'll sign another contract, but when you say you're not interested in an exclusive, can you clarify that? Well, let's just say all the cards are on the table. I'm more focused on just making sure whatever we do next, whether it's a platform move or not, that it's the right decision for the community and champion club that follows me. And that makes sense to what I want to continue to accomplish with this character in terms of taking things to the next level, and whether it's streaming or outside of streaming, So just, it's being conscientious of that decision. In a follow-up email, Beam clarified he's even considering streaming independently on his championsclub.gg website, in addition to other big options like YouTube or Facebook. So honestly, that's kind of an interesting concept to think about. I mean, if this did happen, okay, Dr. Disrespect would be, at least from what I can think of off the top of the head, the first streamer of this size to just say, you know, screw Twitch, YouTube, all of that, right? I'm gonna go to my own website and I'm gonna stream there. That's an interesting concept, okay? And I'm not sure how successful that would be. Obviously, a lot of diehard people would be cool, I would think, with tuning into Doc's streams on there, but I don't know if he would be able to, like, long-term pull a very super consistent, huge audience. I'm not sure championsclub.gg is what he's going to use to pull, you know, 100k a stream or anything crazy, but he is also considering YouTube and Facebook, which at this point are essentially the only 3 other options that people are going to consider. I know people are like, oh, but Optimus, there's all these other streaming services. Well, I mean, let's keep it a buck here. Who the fuck wants to go stream on a website that has like 86 active users? You know what I'm saying? Dr. Disrespect is not going to go build one of these platforms up into competition for free. You know what I'm saying? That's just stupid. So given the connection that you have with your audience and how important that is, I'm sure that you can appreciate that there's been a lot of concern and worry over the past few weeks. Why didn't you give people an update just to say hi, even if you had nothing really concrete to say? Well, to be honest, okay, so we got the news, you know, it was just completely, it was a total shock. Imagine just going to work one day and the door is closed and you can't get inside, and you've been told that you were fired and you weren't given a reason why, you know? And so for me, it was just an initial shock, the way that I discovered it too. I was on a buddy stream and some of the features just started turning off while I was just in chat and everything. And then all of a sudden, social media was blowing up. I got on the call with my team, and after one quick email, it was all over. At that particular moment, it was more of just kind of shocked, like, what just happened, you know? And both my wife and I are just like, you know, what's going on? So that's kind of how things kind of went down. And then from there, you sort of just start digesting it. You're still not getting any answers, so that's kind of why I wouldn't have known what to say, you know? We put out the one tweet, our statement, and that's kind of where things are at. I understand that you have a lot of business arrangements to consider too, like the TV show that you're working on with Skybound. I can imagine it's scary to be in this position when your main platform has been sort of yanked out underneath you. Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of that stuff that's in the terms of the thinking, like, yeah, that's all going through your mind. For me, it was pretty tough to just, I had to get off social media. I mean, just to see all the speculations and theories, things that my name have been surrounded with, and it was just really heartbreaking to see a certain extent because we've worked so hard to get to this point, but, you know, we're ready to go, we're excited to take the next steps, and I'm really focused on the community for now. We've got lots of fun stuff planned, lots of projects that are in the works, and yeah, continue on, baby. And Twitch has just cut off contact with you? They've never provided you a reason for the ban? Yeah, that seems crazy to me, to ban one of its most famous, popular streamers, and then to not even tell them what they did wrong. Yeah, that's kind of the mind-blowing thing about all of this. Obviously, for legal counsel, I have to be careful here, but I can say, however, that I will not be returning to Twitch, so, I mean, that's it. So I guess it's pretty official that Dr. Disrespect's time with Twitch is completely up. Whether they decide to unban him or not, it looks like he's done. And honestly, I can't blame him because, you know, even if he did something wrong, right? Even if he actually did something very inexcusable or whatever, and it did warrant him being banned, I think he should at least have the right to know what he did. I think he should at least have the right to understand why he's banned from the website. Now, of course, that could have just been major cap, and he could have been lying about that and actually does know why he got banned. It is possible. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm going to take his word, I guess, on this whole thing and say that maybe he actually doesn't know. But when it comes down to it, man, it's very weird, honestly, to even think about the fact that Dr. Disrespect is done with Twitch, right? Sure, I'm not a famous streamer, but if I was a famous streamer and I got banned for no reason, especially considering the Dr. Disrespect character and who he is, I think my response would be get out on social media and to shout from the rooftops and be like, hey, this is unfair. I'm curious why you haven't done that. Well, I mean, I'm trying to take the best and appropriate steps as possible, and there are things behind the scenes in terms from a legal standpoint that, you know, I can't, that's where it's at. And so I don't want to go on social media and say the wrong thing or the right thing or whatever it is, and like, we made our statement, and that's, you know, where things are at now. And we build this game plan out to make the doc come back. That's still kind of in the works in terms of what the vision looks like. I'm working with my creative team, the graphics, going and taking like the whole Doc 3.0 experience to the next level, and so that's where the focus is now. So are you able to confirm that legal action is taking place? You're taking legal action against Twitch? We are considering taking legal action. When do you think you might, if ever, have a definitive answer as to the reason why you were banned? honestly, we just don't know. Dr. Disrespect is a very controversial character, and I don't need to tell you that. It's almost as if it's baked into who he is as a person. Do you think that Twitch singled you out because maybe they felt you were too controversial for the platform? Honestly, I don't know. You know, I've been very transparent with those around me and my community over the past few years. I'm not a perfect person. I've made mistakes. But if anybody knows me, follows me, I've stepped up and I've taken full responsibility each and every time. And behind the scenes, behind the curtains, a lot of people don't understand how much work I've put into becoming a better person for myself and my family, as well as the business. I'm committed to investing in, being, and continuing to be a better person, and investing in creative projects around the dock. I mean, my focus now is just continuing the momentum and returning to my chair, hanging out with the Champions Club, and launching a couple fun creative experiences, and that's where we're at. So honestly, with this whole situation, I think it's just kind of good to maybe hear from Dr. Disrespect because, like I said, we basically heard nothing from him. It's been like radio silence about the whole subject in the first place. And hearing something, even if it is kind of like a lot of non-answers, I think is a lot better than hearing absolutely nothing. The fact that he's considering legal action, I don't think is a total surprise, but something about it just sounds weird. Honestly, I'm not really sure that he would be able to maybe win in a legal case. I mean, I'm no lawyer or anything like that, but you gotta think, like, Twitch has their terms of service and their usage policies, and I would assume that there's a clause in there somewhere that basically just destroys any potential legal action, I guess, for getting banned or for getting removed from the platform with or without reason. That's what I would think, because, I mean, obviously, if there wasn't anything like that, virtually anyone could just sue Twitch because they had their platform removed from them and banned. So I'm not totally sure. We'll have to see. I think it's very possible that this actually does end up going to court because we're talking multi-million dollars. If anything, I think if he is going to sue and possibly win, it would be on the breach of contract maybe. But even then, I can't imagine that a company like Twitch, which is owned by Amazon, wouldn't have lawyers that would find a legal loophole to create in which they could basically get out of this contract. Some sort of it can be terminated by any party at any time kind of thing. So I'm not necessarily sure what's happening with all this. The whole interview, I guess, is very full of very non-answerish kind of stuff. They're never going to get, I guess, a full answer in this interview out of him with that. But I'll link it down below if you want to read the entire thing. He talks a little bit more about the creative process, what he's planning to do with the reboot and whatnot. It's just pretty clear at this point that this whole Dr. Disrespect thing is still in some sort of middle ground, and we may not know for a while what actually happened and what's been going on. But hopefully, if we do ever find that out, I'll make another video to update you guys on that. So yeah, I guess just another little update video on the whole Doc situation, considering he finally actually spoke publicly. But with all that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubToOptimus, along with Storyfire now. Make sure to check out Shop Opti down below. Thank you to my channel members. Your support helps my channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, reading what the Doc has to say, and signing out.